Right, it's already 7 minutes past 11. I'm not going to wait for the latecomers. We shall start now. Right, I will go over the first midterm. I think it's very important that you should understand where you went wrong. Okay, are you ready? Everyone should pay attention. Right. Right, this is my marking scheme. Right, question one, right? Question one, I'm asking you to define the meaning, right? I'm not asking you to quote the standard, right? I'm just asking you to quote the meaning of misrepresentation, right? So basically, these are the 3 points you must state in whatever form, right? I'm looking for these 3 points. So it's 2 marks each. Okay, don't quote the standards. Some of you just simply quote the standard. Okay, you'll get 0 marks. I'm not asking you to quote the standard. I'm asking you to define the meaning of this term, misrepresentation. Okay, if you have any question, you ask me now. Don't be afraid to ask me question. Right, so the 1B, right? I'm asking you to identify the types of communication channel, right? Okay, I'm not asking you about misrepresentation. I'm just asking you about just the communication channel, the 4 types. Yeah, Chia Chow, you just hang on. Chia Chow, you want to record, right? Just hang on. Right, there you go, Chia Chow, you. Yeah, Chia Chow, you better pay attention. Everyone pay attention. Right, so I'm just asking the types of communication channel, right? So it can be orally, face-to-face. You can say face-to-face orally, right? Through, advertisement, general advertisement, right? So usually this will be in the press, right? Or through brochures, right? So these are usually hard copies, right? So hard copies is one channel, right? Soft copy, right? Electronic communication, you can say by website, internet, email, or whatever, right? So, you can, elaborate more on electronic communication. All right. And now, this is written material, right? So basically, these are the written reports, right? Written reports. Okay, so whether it has been publicly disseminated or not, right? Any written reports, right? Right. So now these are reports. It's different from advertising. All right. So I hope you understand what I mean, right? So these are the 4 channels. Right. C, right, illustrate ways in which investment advisors may misrepresent some aspect of the investment practice. I'm just talking about some aspects of their investment practice, right? This is actually from the lecture notes, so basically I don't need to explain much, or it's from the lecture notes, right? I already talk about this, right? So basically, okay, so this one is the investment advisor's personal qualifications or credentials, right? So the qualifications or services provided by the firm, right? So basically, these are the licenses that the firm has, right? Okay, the firm's license or the range of services provided by the firm. Okay, Now, performance record, okay, I'm sure you know what it means. That means the advisor's performance record, or the record of the firm, right, or the characteristics of an investment. So these are the ways in which they can misrepresent. Okay. Right. D, separately explain the meaning of material information and non-public information. Right. So I've made the question very clear. So I said separately explain it. Right. So for this part, not all of you got it correct. Right. Actually, this is from the lecture notes. Okay. Now, to determine materiality, right, there are three aspects. Right. So these are the three aspects. Okay, now disclosure have an impact on the price, and so you see the points are different, right? If reasonable investors will want to know the information before making an investment decision, so that means the information is relevant, or you can say the information is relevant for decision making. That is material. If it's not, if it's irrelevant, it's immaterial. So the second point is about relevance, right? Then right. So now the third one is slightly different from the first one, right? So if it would significantly alter the total mix of information, right? The total mix of information, we're referring to the mosaic theory, right? The mosaic theory. So if you add an extra information, so this extra information will be material if it will change the decision, right? Right. If it alter the total mix of information, that means there's a potential that you will change your investment decision. All right, so remember, right? So these are the three elements of materiality. Right, non-public, right? Okay, this is quite straightforward, hasn't been disseminated. So basically, I think most of you can answer this. Right, plagiarism. Okay, plagiarism, this is quite straightforward. You just need to quote 4 and you get 8 marks. All right, so this is quite straightforward. Right, so question 2. Right, so 2A. Now, you see how I allocate the marks, right? Okay, now, so if you just quote the essence of the standard, and some of you don't even quote it properly, right? You don't even bother to quote it properly. I ask you to start by just quoting the standard, right? So you get 1 mark. I mean, this is free. Anybody can do this, right? And then basically, I say you state the action, right? So what he has been doing. Now this, offering different levels of service, right? Okay, this point, different levels of service for different fees. This is what the firm is doing. And some of you say that all the client know, right? So the way you put it is not that correct, all right? So that, I mean, that's why you need to emphasize the firm's action, right? So this action, right? This policy is made known to all the clients. Right? This policy is made known to all the clients. Some of you say that all the clients know it. So if you say all the clients already know it, it doesn't imply that the firm has made the effort to make sure that this policy is made known to all clients. Do you get the point? So it's how you write it, right? So this policy is made known to all clients. So this implies that there's action taken by the firm. The firm has made sure that this policy is made known to all clients, right? Is that clear? Okay, so I see I re-emphasize it as this policy was made known to all clients, right? Was made known. See, it's so important, was made known. That means the firm made an effort, right? So you can say there's no discrimination. So you establish this part first. Right, so the more specific part, right? Schedule a breakfast meeting with some of his better client who have opted. That means they've opted for premium service, right? So obviously they've paid higher fees, right? okay, to get something, right? To highlight in finer details the prospect of the company, right? Now, this key thing, after, right? After. So here, right, purchase recommendation was sent out a day earlier, right? So this is fair, right? It's fair. So after they do it, right? So this is the key part, right? So that means it's considered fair and objective, right? So consistent, right? So he did not violate. All right, he did not violate. So you see how I structure it, right? So you must understand the key points, the thrust, of your argument, right? Like this part, I think some of you got it wrong. I mean, you don't phrase it properly, right? You just say that all the clients know it. That's it, right? It doesn't show the effort made by the firm to make sure that the policy is made known to all clients, right? So this is the important part. Right. Any question? Right. B. Now, B. Right. Again, right. You get 1 mark if you just quote the essence, right? So basically, I state what he did, right? Okay. This is so based on the fact, right? Right. So based on the fact, right? Actually, this is not so good, actually, right? So now, my other version. Just hang on. Right. Now, it should be written like that. Right. Also, because he had presented it as a fact. Right. Because he had presented it as fact. Okay. You get the point? You see, in the question, right, I put it like that. Also based on the fact. Right. So I put it quote unquote. Right. If it's quote unquote, that means it's not really a fact. Right. It's not really a fact. It's a pseudo fact. Right. So that means, when you explain it, right? When you explain the situation, right? So this is the key part, because he had presented it as a fact, right? So, I mean, if you write like that, quote unquote, that means it's not really a fact. Okay, so this is the implication. You're doing some analysis here, right? So he had, in actual fact, right, distorted, blah blah blah, right? He had in actual fact, done all this, right? Right? He has done this, but he, purportedly done this, right? And so there's misrepresentation here, but he had in actual fact, right? Okay. You can use a word here, however, right? He had in actual fact, blah, blah, blah. All right. Okay. So he had misrepresented. Okay. You get the key point. So this is a key point. This part is the key point because he had presented it as a fact when it's not a fact. So he had in actual fact. You get the point? Right. C. Right. Again, you quote the essence, right? So what he has done. Okay. So this point, right? You should say he was motivated. So he had the motive. All right. He had the motive to do something, right? However, his promotion of the stock was under the guise of supposedly independent analysis, right? Supposedly. This is a keyword. Under the guise, right? Under the guise, right? So it's pretending to be real, right? Pretending to be real, pretending to be independent, right? So these are the keywords, right? Then here, moreover, right? Moreover, his recommendations also contain other inaccurate, highly promotional, right, and speculative statements. Okay, so this is he's pumping up. All right, so basically you must state what kind of manipulation it is. You have to state what kind of manipulation. So it's information-based manipulation. Okay, so that's how I allocate the marks. 1, 4, 4, 3. All right, some of you, like for question 2, right, the 5 answers, right, A to E, right, you write it all jumbled up, so I have to weigh your answers on the merits, right? So I have to weigh very carefully. That's why I'm quite slow with answering, with marking your papers. Part Z, right? Again, you just quote, you get free 1 mark, but you must quote it properly. So this one, you just prepare yourself in advance, I mean, for your second midterm and final, you just prepare in advance, write it properly, and just, you just copy and paste like that. This one I allow you to just copy and paste 1 mark, right? So you just get free 1 mark. So now you have to mention the term soft dollar because this is a soft dollar arrangement, right? Some of you got this question wrong, right? Right, because you say he violated. Now he didn't violate. What is the basis, right? So this arrangement, in actual fact, right, ultimately benefited this group of wealthy clients, right? Because I did mention in the passage, right, he had specifically purchased this sophisticated software, for this group, of wealthy client. So this is ethical soft dollar arrangement. I've already showed you in the lecture, right, that if it's for their benefit, it is. I've already said that. Okay, I don't know how you can get this wrong, right? All right, so this, you get the point? Right, so even though he decided, not to play all right, so it doesn't matter, right? Even though he doesn't pay for it directly, that he's not using hard dollar, you can say, even though he decided not to pay in hard dollars, right? Okay, by arranging this, right, this arrangement, okay, he had duly demonstrated an acceptable level of prudence and care, because this paragraph I said for this, like, clients only. right? Better level of service for this group of clients, right? So to make my point clearer, right? Only if Andrew had purchased this software for his own personal use, right? If it's for his own personal use using soft dollar arrangement, he would have violated, right? If he purchased for his own personal use, then he would have violated, right? First, he did not violate, all right? You get the point? You understand? Right, E, confidential, E, right? Sorry. Right, so again, dealing with 2A, right? Again, you quote the essence, right? Now, you can see how I split the marks, right? The first part is about the past quarter, right? So standard 2A is about materiality and non-public information. So you have to establish whether the information is material, right? So I split it up. So the past quarter is material, okay? Notwithstanding that Henry has personally bought a substantial amount of stock over the past few months. Okay, this important point, right? So the past quarter, and then I was saying for the next quarter, right? Another piece of information. So I am saying that again, the next quarter's earning is also material. So there's two material information here: the past quarter and the next quarter, right? Some of you say this quarter. I don't know what you're saying. There's no such thing as this quarter. So it's past quarter and next quarter. All right. Yeah. So material. Okay. So whether it is negative or whatever, right? So this is still material, right? Right. Then, so I've established materiality, right? These two paragraphs. Then the fourth paragraph, I'm establishing what? Non-public, right? I established this. Will only be released to the public next week. First at the material time, right? Here material time, that means at the relevant time, right? This piece of material information, right? So this material here and this material is two different meaning, okay? It's two different meaning, right? So this material here means at that particular time, right? At that particular time. So that means here, right? So I've established materiality, and then non-public, right? So this material non-public information, he has acted on it, right? By instructing his broker to short sell. So he has clearly violated, right? This is how he should be writing. All right, any question? Any question? Right, so now, I think it is important that I go through with each student, right? With each student, their marks, right? So now, Bunja Sin says, sure, yeah, okay, now. So far, I've marked 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 students, right? There's 6 more students I've yet to mark, right? So you can see the marks here, right? You can see the marks here. Can you see the marks? So these 11 students at the moment, Chai Ming Kang is the lowest, right? And Lim Sin Yi is the highest, right? So I think the weaker students would deserve to have my attention. So I'll help you first. Chai Ming Kang, are you here? Chai Ming Kang, answer me. Chai Ming Kang, please respond. You can respond through chat or through voice. Chai Ming Kang, that's a problem with you, you're not paying attention. Chai Ming Kang, respond please. Hello, Chai Ming Kang, are you there? Chai Ming Kang. It's very frustrating, Chai Ming Kang, can you respond? Chai Ming Kang, do you want me to discuss your answer?
Yes. Yes,
I can't hear you. Chai Ming Kang, you want me to discuss? Can you, if I can't hear you, can you write on chat?
Yes.
Right. Please try to respond, all students. Right, your first question, you got 28 marks. Your second question, you got 16 marks. So you get 44. So you have failed the first midterm. Right, so right, so basically I'm trying to be as generous as I can, right? So actually your answer isn't a mess, right? But you mentioned false and untrue, so I gave you 4 marks. I don't know what you mean by this. All right, so you better pay attention to improve on your English and not to repeat your mistakes. Right, the 4 types of communication. Right, so this one you get full marks, right? Okay, you see things like that, right? I don't know what you're writing here, like you have to be careful with what you write. C, those that are highlighted in yellow, I don't know what you're writing. Okay. Part C, right? The characteristica, things like that. Okay, nevertheless, you have the points, but the way you write is very clumsy. And this part, that I highlight, I don't know what you're trying to write. Right, D, right? You see, I put some upward arrows here, right? The meaning of material information, right? I mean, here you should put something here, I mean, I put this arrow here, right? I put this arrow here. Okay, now the meaning of material information is a reasonable investor should consider important in making an investment decision, right? The meaning of material information, means that a reasonable investor, something like that. You must add something here. The non-public information refers to what is construct, right? So next time, if you're not sure of your spelling, right, I teach you one way. I teach you this. You just highlight it and look for synonyms, right? Down there, if there's no synonyms, that means there's no such word in the English language. You see, there's no suggestions. This is one way to tell that you're writing rubbish. All right, so you quickly change it, okay, to construct. I don't know what you're saying. That has not been made public, has not public, right? So I add this here. Has not public. right? And then the last sentence, it is illegal trade and investment decision qualified. What are you trying to say? Right? So, you know, when you say it is important in making a decision, right? So this earns you 2 marks. Okay? Is that clear, Chai Ming Kang? Right? So this part, yeah, no problem, right? Okay. Right? So, you know, I mean, you know, examples, right, are, you know, colon, you know, should space it like that, you know. Answer like that. 1, right? This word is redundant. 2, you know, like that. 3, like that. 4, like that. Understand? This is how you should structure your answer. All right. You know, this is how, you know, for examples, I'm asking for, so you label it properly. Understand? Right? Do it like that. Right. For A, 0 marks, B, 0 marks, no answers, right? I don't know why. Right. So you see the way you write information on quarterly. All right. This is quarterly earning is manipulation. Is what are you trying to say? Then you say market manipulation, right? Market manipulation, right? You don't even bother to check your spelling. Market manipulation, right? Told us, wow, market manipulation can tell you to do things, is it? Right? What are you trying to say? You continue to write like this, you would definitely fail. All right. So now I hope I'm not wasting my time, right? I'm really trying to help you by highlighting your mistakes. Right? You see the one in yellow, right? He actually misused his advisory client to trade stock to assist with price offering. What are you trying to say? Right? Are you copying from the tutorial? Yes, you are copying from the tutorial. Why are you copying from the tutorial? The tutorial is a different case. Right? Remember the tutorial about advisory client and private offering client? Why are you copying this sentence? Right? And then this part in blue, in this part again, you are also again copying again. Why are you copying again? What are you doing? Right? This systematic publication of purportedly, you know, blah, 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 right? Right? Okay, now here there should be a conjunction. Contains inaccurate what? Then you leave it hanging in the air. Right? See your sentence? This sentence is hanging. Containing inaccurate what? Inaccurate information, blah, 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 right? Right? Your sentence is hanging. Then you see this sentence. Jason noticed the market price mechanism setting for that stock. Just like that. You know. So, you know, I've spent a lot of time trying to help you, you know, trying to weigh your answer. It's all over the place and it's very badly written, but nevertheless, I've given you 8 marks. Right? I'm trying my best to pass you. I'm trying my best to pass you. And yet you're not helping yourself. Right? And then this part, you know, you lose 24 marks. All right, here. And then part Z. Right? Stating the essence. Also, you cannot do it properly. You look at this. Look at this. Info, you know, I'm trying to give you 1 mark here, and you're not even, this is how you are quoting the essence. You're so lazy. States what? Ah, no. It's really frustrating, Okay. Right. So this is all from the case, right? You see, I highlight for this case, it will unfair. It will, I cannot believe the person to say it and could not do it. I don't know what you're saying. I really don't know what you're saying. XYZ brokerage should not did the high commission. What? Should not did the high commission to the client. Who wicked? Who wicked? What is this? Right? Who wicked? Because anyone had the need, the fare for the price software is lower, and anyone could bought the software. Wow, this is total nonsense. I can't believe it. I mean, the case is actually very simple. So I'm trying my best. I still give you 4 marks. Okay. Now I should give you 0 marks for this. But I know you try your best. I don't know whether you're trying your best or not. You don't even quote the standard properly. And then this part,